Starting in 1, 2, 3. Yokoso Doshitiru YouTube, and welcome again to another installment of my Uesugi Campaign for the single player for Total War Shogun 2. You can see here that from the last video, Uesugi Masakage has increased his rank, and this is, if you've seen the same video, you'd know that I didn't have a mic, and I still don't have a mic here, so this is me also still commentating after I played, figuring out that I didn't have, a mic. I don't know why I recorded it. It was kind of stupid in retrospect, but here it is. And you can see here that I am pretty much focusing Masakage's abilities in a more defensive general, because I'm pretty much going to keep him at Ichigo at all times. So he's going to be like, I need him to be defensive so that if he does get caught or some units do latch onto him, he fights well. You can see that the Jimbo army is being, or was, pushed back again yet another time in Ichigo. So Ichigo stands strong, which gives Uesugi Kenshin and the other Uesugi troops some time towards the south to deal with other things. You can see here that that Ashino rebel army is still there, still causing me issues, still causing me trouble, and I don't have what it takes to kill them. If I do attack them in a field battle, they'll slaughter me. If they do attack me in a siege battle, it's very risky. So I'm very indecisive when it comes to that front. You can see here that I think this is when I officially start to think about specializations. Where do I want each of my cities to develop different types of troops? I do need cavalry because I lack cavalry in any of my cities pretty much. And cavalry would be really helpful in siege battles, because usually you'd find that the opponent or the AI, they'd split their troops up, and sometimes they'd bunch up a whole lot of bow units all by their own. And if I had a cavalry unit there, I could start the battle and charge in their 2 or 3 cav units and just eliminate their bows early on, which would make things so much simpler. And if they don't have bows, I just run my cavalry on the outside and just keep them far away from the action, or maybe hide them in trees or something like that. So now I'm going to try to keep demoralizing that army, and the reason I'm focusing on this army over and over and over again is because I know it's going to give my agents a chance, and let's see if this ninja will succeed in assassinating the last general there. You can see there that he did fail, but that was some epic stuff there. He threw his spikes at the end and made sure that they didn't catch him. So now that Ashino rebel army only has 1 general, and I still want to make sure that I fortify all my positions. At this point, there isn't really a big threat. I'd say the main threats at this time are coming from the Takeda and the Hojo alliance right there, because I mean they're allies, and if one of them attacks or declares war, that means that the other one is going to automatically declare an attack, and that could be very worrying. At the same time, the Date in the north could also just flip. Currently there's like a buffer state, or like a buffer zone between me and them, 1 more territory, but they would still be able to do a good deal. And you can see now that I'm starting to focus more attention at Shimotsuke, because I am afraid of Shimotsuke getting attacked. And here I'm just quickly trying to check diplomacy. You can see that the Hojo are actually there. You can see their allies are the Ashino, the Imagawa, and the Takeda. And they are trading with me, however, at this point. And they are trading with my allies, the Yamanuchi. Well, the Yamanuchi aren't my allies, they're my vassals, but yeah. So at this point, the Yamanuchi are a very important puzzle, a very important piece in the puzzle. their existence is like a buffer zone for me, and it will protect me from, well, it wouldn't protect me, but it'll give me some extra time in defending from an invasion, say a Takeda or a Hojo invasion. And you can see here, I'm just trying to figure out where are the locations, and I just figured out now in the game what I just told you, and where the threats are coming from, and that's important. I want to know where my threats are, know what kind of armies and what kind of power they have, and make sure that I am defended. Make sure that if they do attack, I'll be able to hold on for now, and then maybe I'll think about some sort of counterattack in the future. Because as you can see, after I captured Shimotsuke, there hasn't really been much progress at all, and my income is going down turn after turn after turn, and yeah, it's definitely not looking good for us at all. So here we are, only 2 family members, Masakage and Kagetora, or Kenshin. And here are the Hojo. Look at that, piling up army after army, and I actually was interested in that Hojo territory. And you can see here the Takeda trying to capture that Yamanouchi stronghold yet again, and failing yet again. So now the Yamanouchi have quite a good and strong general in that area. And at that point I was like, wow, the Yamanouchi have saved my ass several times, because the Takeda keep trying to attack them, and it didn't occur to me that I should help the Yamanouchi. I mean, they keep on taking attack after attack, and I was like, yeah, they should be fine, but it didn't occur to me at all that I should help them out. You can see that they're sending Metsukes around to try and do some damage. Here comes the winter, and with the winter, winter is good for me, because the Jimbo and the Ashino armies, or the Ashino rebels, can't really move towards me, which is a good thing. And you can see here that I started upgrading Shimotsuke to a stronghold, and the reason for that was because I wanted to start specializing. I wanted to make sure that all my capital, all my buildings, all my settlements had, and look at that there, my monk gets executed with a 60-something% chance, was it? And that monk was very important and very necessary for my action there. You can see that ninja now can't really assassinate anyone, he doesn't have enough money. So now all that's really damaging the Ashino rebel army is attrition, and you can see that my Boashigaru there are right outside the castle. They can't go in, so I'm in a pinch here. I'm in a quite a good pinch. Encountered the SI, and we finally built some Fletchers at Hitachi. So Hitachi is shaping up to be you know, the archer specialty zone where I recruit my bows. And I was thinking at the time that Chimatsuke should be the place for cavalry, but then I realized, wait, there is a holy shrine, there's a holy location there, which gives a boost to monk units that are from there. And now you can see that I'm just trying to form trade with people, but it's not really working. Excuse me about that. Alright, and you can see now that since the trade with the Homa didn't work, I'm going to actually actively seek that trade port which isn't available in the winter. I'm going to go there, and I'm going to take it away from the Homa, since they only really have one territory in which is that island, and I wasn't really worried about them. We'll see if that was a mistake or not in the future. And there we go, we're going to end that turn. Hojo, still doing some movement, still kind of sneaky. Takeda, a lot of troops, and the Date are also doing a lot of movements. Well, these are the movements that we see due to our trade routes, but there's probably a bunch more movements towards the north of the area that the camera is on right now. They're probably trying to take that. And once they do, I'm going to make sure, and I have to make sure, that they stay on my side if an invasion occurs. Because other than that, I could be in big trouble, assuming that the Yamanouchi do falter. So you can see here that I'm going to keep sending my my little ship there, my little fleet, all the way to that port, the Oki Strait, and I'm just gonna leave that ship to go there. And I think I do turn around. Yeah, there is one pirate ship here that's blockading the Homa trade route, and they are Jimbo, and since I want to secure that trade route for myself, I'm going to go ahead and attack them. You can see here the no more Jimbo army. That Jimbo army is pretty much severely depleted, and now most of the troops in my Echigo province are pretty much healed up, ready to go. And you can see now I think I'm trying to figure out, still thinking about what sort of speciality I want to have. And you can see that I'm sending more bows from Hitachi to Shimatsuke because those bows are going to have a little bit of more bonus. My ninja doesn't have enough money to do anything. I pretty much have 14 koku, which isn't really enough to do anything. And I think I will just go ahead and end the turn there. And you can see, if you've been looking at my income per turn, I'm losing money. I'm losing income every turn. But now I do have some surplus, which is good. But once that surplus runs out, I'm going to be in trouble. I'm going to need to start expanding again. And that Shimosa territory that you just saw at the bottom left of your screen was the perfect location. I need to get rid of that Ashino army. There's not much really I can do about that. So one more turn for the School of Shinobi, which will hopefully make my ninja a little bit more efficient at doing what he's doing, and yeah, that'll open up more possibilities at sabotaging enemy armies and killing characters and stuff like that. And yeah, I think at this point I don't know why I am not ending the turn. It looks like I'm really confused. Looks like I want to send, yeah, I'm trying to send more troops to Shimatsuke, just in case it gets attacked. And this is when I noticed that little shrine building over there, and that is going to give me boosts for my monk units recruited from that province. And you can see there that the Takeda armies are piling up in their numbers, and as are the Hojo armies. So this looks kind of suspicious, and at the time I was like, nah, whatever. Like, the Yamanouchi will hold, if anything, the Yamanouchi will be able to stop at least one of them, and the other one will be, you know, far away and wouldn't be able to attack at the same time. You can see the Mitsuki there of the Yamanouchi still doing his business. And I mastered the School of Shinobi, and I think I'm going to start strategy of either attack or defense. I do attack indeed, strategy of attack, and now I'm going to try to move that Boshigaru to Shimotsuke, and he's not going to be able to make it. And I do recruit one more Boshigaru here, and I'll also recruit one more monk, because that old monk that I had, well, he died. And that wasn't cool. I still can't assassinate due to the lack of monies, and I think I will go back at my monk now, because whenever you create an agent, you get a chance to level him up. I don't know if I noticed that or not. I probably didn't. Yeah, I didn't. So here, at Ichigo, the army is fully regenerated. They regenerate quite quickly, which is good for me. That means that they can. Whenever a new Jimbo army arrives, my troops are all ready and set. And you know, if I sit there all day and just take sieges, that's totally fine for me, because it'll just give my troops experience, and it'll give my general experience. You can see there that I easily capture that Jimbo fleet. The Hojo still making their sneaky little movements, and now, here we go, the Yamanouchi are being attacked by the Hojo, and they're allied with the Takeda and the Imagawa. And I enter the war with the side of the Yamanouchi. In comes a Hojo army, strutted right for Yamanouchi capital, and Date are still kind of weird. But if you look at the map, you can see that Date still haven't captured that buffer state. So at the point, I was really happy. I was like, yeah, I'm not worried. The Date still have a while to go, and because their territories are so huge, I wasn't worried about a threat from the north. Not for now, at least. And I was like glad to know that we were at an alliance. You can see here the Yamanouchi still using their Metsuke to do some awesome damage. And in Shimatsuke, inspired by the presence of the daimyo in the province, farmers here now toil with added effort. So we're getting bonuses in there because Uesugi Kenshin, or Nagao Kagetora, is there himself. So that's good. Now heading again to the Straits, and so far that trade route has been cleared, so it looks clean, it looks nice. Looks like I'll be able to get some extra bonuses from there. And you can see now I noticed the monk and I'm going to give him the same pilgrim upgrades, give him more range, because his roles right now don't include anything like inspiring armies and inspiring towns, even though I probably would have, it would benefit me to have one that inspired armies, because then I'd be able to fight a little bit better. And you can see there at Shimotsuke, I'm still kind of thinking of what sort of speciality I want Shimotsuke to be at, but I think in the end I will go with it's going to be like a monk center. I'm going to be able to a Naginata warrior monk center, and you can see here sending my guy, and he failed at demoralizing, so he's not as good as the last monk, but I need him to level up, yeah, I'm using that Ashino Rebel army as practice pretty much. So one more Yari Yashigaru there, just in case. And you can see that now Shimotsuke has quite a good force, but Hitachi, it looks a little weak. Only 2 bow units and 2 one Yari Samurai and 1 Yari Yashigaru. So they definitely need some more protection there. I wasn't worried at the time. I felt that Hitachi was weak. But if you look at the map, you can see that Hitachi, the most bottom territory I have, is actually in more danger of being attacked than Shimotsuke, because it's closer to them. It's closer to their armies, and there are roads going through there. But I didn't think of that at the time. And here you can see that there's only one more unit in Ichigo that is still replenishing itself, still replenishing the men there. I don't have much money left to work with, and I was thinking that Fukushima would be like either my cavalry center. It's probably going to end up being my cavalry center, seeing that it is quite secluded in the mountains, and if I get cav, they'll be able to get out of there quicker, as opposed to a regular unit. It'll take longer to move to other places in the map. And yeah, let's see if you can see that next turn now my income is going to be 658. So that's not looking good. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and end this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed both episodes of the special. Remember to comment, thumbs up, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.